Okay,
Thanks.
so we can do a fast round on this. This is something that I try to do with every guest, where you share your top five, or at least five favorites
Hmm.
Christian albums. And like I said, the definition of Christian is pretty loose for me. I mean, we've talked about how weird the Christian music term is, so
Hmm.
I just leave that up to interpretation for everyone. So if you want to go ahead and share those, and just a short snippet as to what you love about the album and why you love it, then yeah. So
Hmm.
go ahead.
Do you have them in front of you?
I'd have to pull up.
You don't have to.
Yeah, just go ahead. Just go ahead and share them.
Yeah, I'll just pull up the thread where I sent you all those screenshots, and I can just go through each one.
Sure.
So Dogwood's "Building a Better Me." There
Hmm.
you go.
I am not familiar
I
with that album.
love this record so much. Um, I want it on vinyl pretty badly.
Yeah.
Dogwood was a tooth and nail band. I think maybe Solid State, maybe both. Dogwood was kind of in that era of tooth music where you had like MXPX and Slick Shoes,
Hmm.
and that there was a lot of like really fast like skate punk, the kind of Southern California like
Yeah.
that really
Yeah.
fast drumming. And I was really into that style. I still do like that style a lot.
Mm.
Building a Better Me is just full of really good songs. The chord structures are unique. The melodic choices are really good, especially for like a pop punk or a skate punk record. I just think it has this. The songwriting has a style that's just unusual for that format,
Hmm.
and I love the lead singer's voice. It sounds like his throat is bleeding. Like he's just got this like really damaged voice, and there's a lot of emotion to it. I love the lyrics. It's just a solid record. I think it's kind of one of those like long lost punk records. Like I think more
Mm.
people should have heard "Building a Better Me." Um,
Okay.
Yep, Switchfoot's "The Legend of Chin."
Classic.
So I was 10 years old when this record came out in '97, and I immediately loved it at 10.
Hmm.
I think the first song I heard was Underwater on a sampler. And then I got the CD, and I love every single song. I
Yeah.
love the melancholy that's kind of present throughout the whole record. I love that there he's touching on apathy and attraction and depression, and I just think it's really good. But I was thinking about it because I also like New Way to Be Human quite a bit. And
Right.
Legend of Chin, I think the Legend of Chin is really unique and in my top five because I don't think it sounds like anything else. Like, I don't think anybody's made a record that
Yeah.
sounds like the Legend of Chin.
Honestly, not even Switchfoot really.
No, they evolved and they kind of went in all of these different directions, but
Hmm.
there's just something really youthful and weird about it. And John,
Yeah.
I don't think had really even found his singing voice yet, so he still had the heavy dose of what I affectionately refer to as the kind of like Kermit voice that he had. Um,
I know what
a
you're
lot of
talking
my
about.
a
Yeah.
lot of my favorite vocalists kind of have unique
Hmm.
sounds, and I think John still to this day has a unique voice. But especially, I think when he was younger, it was just unfettered and
Yeah.
raw.
Yeah.
Um, it's hard to find a friend. Page of the Lion, which
Hmm.
I think was released on Jade Tree. I love this record so much. I think it's one of the best like bedroom kind of indie rock records. It sounds lo-fi, but still sounds good.
Hmm.
Um, Bazan was probably still identifying as a Christian at this moment, and
I
Um,
believe so. I I haven't. I need to like listen to the older Pedro the Lion stuff. I haven't fully gotten on the bandwagon yet. I've listened to his newer stuff, and I guess just haven't felt as enthusiastic about it as everyone else. But I haven't taken the time to listen to a lot of the older stuff, which I know a lot of people love. Um,
yeah, I mean, and it could just be that it was a time and a place, but I do think it's hard to find a friend is really special lyrically and the sound.
mm-hmm.
And you can hear there's like I don't know if slowcore is the right term, but there's just this maybe a love of like Red House Painters and just some slower bands and um, yeah, I just really like it. I think it's really good.
Nice.
There's a lot of others I want to talk about, but when I was thinking of my favorites, I mean Sufjan's Carrie and Lowell. Where are we at here?
Mm-hmm.
I think Carrie and Lowell is a friggin' acoustic masterpiece.
Yeah.
I think it's really, 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 really good. Um, I love the subject matter. I love him kind of like exploring his thoughts on death and losing of his mom, I believe. And
mm-hmm.
I love it sounds like, it kind of has that thing where, it was recorded in his apartment, but also in a nice studio,
Yeah.
which I think is really neat. And it's really hard to be captivating over an entire LP when you're just really playing guitar and banjo and maybe some piano. Like
Mm.
that is not easy to do, and I
Yeah,
just think
that
it
that takes
shows.
some effort to make that sound interesting and captivating.
Yeah,
Um, I personally, Sufjan Stevens is another artist that a lot of people have told me that I need to listen to, and I just haven't taken that deep dive yet. So, but what I've heard, he's very talented for sure, and a lot of people love him. So, is that like one of his early albums? Like, when was that one put out?
2015. Not
Okay,
an early one. He had already been kind of declared the savior of, I don't know what you call what he makes, like art, folk, in
sure,
in
yeah,
art, indie pop, kind of spiritually sensitive, maximalist. That's the other reason
mm,
why I like Carrie and Lowell, because it's really stripped down, but a lot of Sufjan's music is heavily layered. Like he is,
mm,
there's a lot going on. I would
sure.
encourage you to listen, like even the first three songs on Carrie and Lowell. Try it and see. Turn it up,
I will.
light a candle when you're feeling introspective, and put it on. Um,
Okay. I'll make a
this
like a
this
hot bath.
yeah, maybe. I don't know if
Hot
it's a
bath
bath.
and light some
I don't know if it's a
candles.
bath. It's not a bath record, man.
Okay,
I
no
don't think it's a
bath.
bath record. Unless you're like gonna put a skull, like hold a skull and like contemplate your mortality in the
Yeah.
bath. I don't know.
Okay, I'll have to get a
Okay,
skull
so
then.
Judee Sill.
Okay, I don't know this one.
So she released two full length records before she died. She was, I could be getting this wrong, but the first person assigned to Asylum Records, which is David Geffen's record label before Geffen. And
Hmm.
um, she has a really fascinating story um, that I would encourage anybody to dig into. But she lived a pretty rough life and, you know, had done everything from prostitution to like robbing banks. And
Hmm.
this record, Heart Food, came out in 1973. And she, I believe, was raised Catholic and I think taught, or sorry, was she learned piano and organ, I want to say at the Catholic school. So she kind of had
Hmm.
this like theological framework or like foundation in her music,
Sure.
but she definitely, there's kind of a mysticism about her music in general.
Hmm.
She layered her vocals a lot, kind of like Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys.
Nice.
Um, and there's this classical music like element to what she released as well, like string arrangements and piano parts that just you can tell she was a classically trained piano player,
Mm-hmm.
pianist. Anyways, this record, I think is so good. Like she is a musician, artist. Like if especially, I guarantee you, if you find somebody who, in particular, women, I think who are like songwriters, like true songwriters,
Sure.
who are students of the craft, and like, they probably she's like a patron saint of those types of lady artists. And
Gotcha.
this song, "The Kiss," which is the second song, I don't even know if you guys can see this.
A little bit.
I think "The Kiss" is one of the best songs ever written. It
Huh.
makes me just want to cry talking about it. I think it's so gorgeous. Um, it to me describes a spiritual experience with God.
Mm.
Um, it's very mystical. Um, I think it's beautiful. So, anyways, I encourage people to listen to Judee Sill, and both of the records are really good. She has a song called "Jesus Was a Crossmaker" that's really good on the previous record that I
Mm.
encourage you to listen to. But, anyways,
Okay.
she's one of my all time faves. So I don't think
Okay.
you'd call it Christian music, but she's
She's a
definitely
Christian
spiritually
who makes
sensitive.
music or whatever.
I don't know
Yeah.
if you could have called her a Christian.
Ah, okay.
Um,
Only God knows, I guess.
yeah, but this, hold on, I'm pulling it up here. When the bridegroom comes, when the bridegroom comes, such a good song.
Okay.
So good.
I'll definitely check it out. I'll get the full
Do
experience.
do you like do you like the Beach Boys?
Yeah, I see that's another artist that I do need to listen to more of. But what I've heard I like. I really like the Beatles, and I know that both of those bands kind of had a lot of influence on each other, as they were
Mm-hmm.
kind of like both sort of friendly rivals with each other. Um what I've definitely heard a lot of people tell me to listen to Pet Sounds, and I've heard a little bit of that album, but just haven't made that dive.
Oh
But I like
man.
it. I like a lot of 70s, 60s, 70s rock. So I'm sure that I would like Beach Boys or and her music as well. So
Yeah, she kind of has a like. Sometimes she sounds a little bit like a cowgirl. There's a little bit of Americana, like
nice.
country in there. So if that's not your thing, then who knows? But
No, I love
you
it.
should you should put some headphones on and listen to the Beach Boys song "Surfs Up."
Surfs Up. Yeah,
"Surfs Up."
I'm
Have you
pretty
heard that
sure I know
song?
that one. But yeah, yeah, because I
Oh
know
man.
that from what I've heard of Brian Wilson, he was um, very much attention to detail oriented, and how he just he got pretty experimental, you know, with their sound, and so I
Yeah. Oh
respect
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah.
Um,
He is weird.
yeah. Well, hello there. Thanks so much for watching this video. It means a lot. Not sure if you noticed, but this is actually a clip from a longer full-length episode that you can go check out right now on my main channel. I'm Clifford today, because this channel is just a clips and highlights channel. Because if you're not a real YouTuber unless you have multiple channels. So, anyways, go like and subscribe and all that stuff. I love you.